What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My 4C gang, comedy, cussing, and cocktails. What? Don't judge me. Judge your damn self. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Shawan, the baddest moderator in these YouTube streets. Hey, happy wife life. How are you? How are you? How are you? Well, happy September the 2nd. What's today? Monday. Happy September the 2nd. As we all know, well, we all don't know, but my mother's birthday is in 10 days. She would have been 76 years old. I think I'm gonna have a birthday party. I'm gonna have a little, oh, it's Tuesday. Oh my God, look at me. I'm a day behind. A dollar short, a day behind, a dollar late, what is it, a day late and a dollar short. Okay. Well, as we all know, my mother would have turned 76 on September the 12th. She's a Virgo. And oh, what a Virgo she was. So I was sitting here thinking, and we always say, as a content creator that does not use other people's content, come on, somebody, let me say that again. As a content creator who does not use other people's content in order to be relevant, I don't use videos and all of that. Hey, Upward, how you doing, sweetheart? So I said, well, what can I talk about today? See, it's hard to be relevant. See, a lot of times people will talk about other people in order to not have to talk about themselves. So I thought about it. I was watching certain videos and stuff because y'all know I'm always on social media looking. Happy wife, like I said, my birthday is in 2 weeks from today. I remember that your mom's birthday. Okay, was coming up soon. Come on. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Virgos in the building. Virgos in the building. Virgos can be the nicest people or they can get you together. And I know Michael Ann can do both of them. So, childhood trauma leads to adult drama. And the reason why I came up with that topic is because of people in these YouTube streets. A lot of times we have to ask ourselves, why are people the way they are? Have you ever knew somebody and you be like, I wonder why are they like they are? Why are they the way they are? Well, we have to know their story. We have to know a person's story. We have to know where they came from in order to know who they are. We have to know what they've been through to understand why they act the way they do. And we've all had childhood trauma in some form or fashion. We've all been through something in our childhood that indirectly or directly affects who we are as adults. As adults, you have it's so many facets to this conversation, this topic. And I'll tell some of my own before I go into what I think when I see other people in this YouTube world, these YouTube streets. I'll give you one childhood, not a trauma. We learn a lot from our parents. That's what you ever heard them say. You got to break the generational curses. A lot of people go, "Oh, I'm that." And we blame our parents for a lot of things that we've been through. And at some point, we have to let that go and ability to ourselves. Mama didn't hug me. My daddy didn't love me. And use those excuses. We have to stop that. I was talking to someone. I was saying, even in my relationship, parents. But as parents have to realize this too. A lot of what your children learn are from you, whether you think they're watching or listening. We learn what we know from our parents. You know, see, life is just like recipes. food. We cook food the same way our parents cook food. My dressing tastes just like my mama's dressing. My macaroni and cheese tastes like my auntie's because I looked and I learned that from them. Well, in life, in issues in life, the way that parents handle issues are the way that your children may handle those issues. Um, Even with relationships, I remember, my grandmother and my grandfather, they cussed each other out all the time. My mother and my father, they cussed each other out all the time. So I had to realize one day when I was in relationships, if the relationship was going well, I felt like something was wrong. What? We not arguing? They don't love me because that's what I thought love was. I thought in order for you to care about me, you had to argue with me. That's how you show me love is by, and it's kind of weird, but everything going too smoothly. You don't love me. You ain't checked me about nothing. You ain't cussed me out about nothing because that's what I thought love was. I thought love was confusion. I thought love was arguing because that's all I had saw. And how many people know love is not supposed to be that way? My friend also was telling me, it was like, but then parents, y'all don't realize what y'all do to your kids when you say to your child, when your child does something bad and you go to whoop your child and you say, I'm doing this because I love you. That is the worst thing that you can tell your child. I'm about to beat you. I'm about to beat your ass because I love you. That's not why you about to beat your child's ass. You about to beat their ass because you're upset about something they did. My mother never said that to me. She never said, I'm whooping you because she said, I'm whooping your ass because I'm fucking mad. You broke this. I'm whooping your ass because you didn't do what I told you to do. I'm beating your ass because you didn't listen. I'm beating your ass because you hard headed. She never said, I'm whooping you because I love you. Love ain't supposed to hurt. Love isn't supposed to hurt. But that is something that we were taught. If I love you, let me put some pain on you. Don't to say, well, I'm doing this because I don't want you to do this again. And I love you and I'm trying to show you, no, if you love me, you would sit me down and talk to me and explain to me that what I did was wrong. You don't love somebody and then and put and inflict pain. That is just not the same. Childhood trauma brings adult drama. Happy Wife Life said, I've never said that to my son, but I did used to tell him that I'm beating your behind. Hold on. I did used to tell him I'm beating your behind so the police won't have to. Okay, that is good. That is good because we got to realize when you say I'm beating you, I'm whooping you because I love you. I think that's to make the adults feel better. That's to make their parents feel better. You're not whooping me because you love me. You whooping me because you upset with me. You're whooping my ass because I did something you didn't like. I have never been into a relationship where I got my ass whooped. Because now for me now, that's the one thing I just could not do. You cannot kick my ass and then think we ever gonna lay down and make love. I can't make love to somebody that has inflicted pain on me. Not no black eyes and all. Now, have I ever got into it with somebody? Yes. And we stayed together, yes, but it wasn't no black eyes, it wasn't no broken bones, none of that. It wasn't no I was slapped one time. I got slapped one time. And I hate when somebody say I ain't never you don't never deserve to be hit. You don't never deserve to be hit. But childhood trauma bring adult drama. You have some people that went through so much trauma as a child that it is the direct reason of why they are how they are. If you weren't loved by your parents as a child, you're going to be out here longing for that love. You're going to do one or two things. You're going to long for that love, or you're going to be mad and jealous at people that have gotten that love. That's when we say some people wake up miserable and want everybody else to be just as miserable. I don't know what it feels like, like people that have been adopted. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what it feels like to not have my mother love me or my father. They've always been there. I'd rather be with them and go through that trauma or whatever it is I went through, um, knowingly and unknowingly on their behalf, than to sit and wonder what it would have been like to grow up with a mother or a father, what it would have been like to, um, it's nothing like a mother's love. It's nothing like a father's love. And to be raised by other people, because I don't give a damn what. We could say this all day. Well, my auntie loved me just as much. No, but your auntie not gonna love you like she love her own children. She can love you, but it's not going to be, because if it came down to you or her child, she's gonna pick her child. And I thank God for that part, that I had a mama, no matter what she was going through, that she chose. My mother had me at 19 and a half. She had my sister at 15. Had another sister at 16. Had another one at 18. By the time she had me, she had already had 5 children. And I thank God that she was married to my daddy and chose to raise us all. Chose to raise us. Because I cannot, that is the one thing that keeps me going through, because I had the love of my mama and my daddy. It was nothing like being able to call my daddy to help me move or to fix my car or to, y'all see my videos where me and my daddy went to, we would go to breakfast every Father's Day. Me and my dad, I enjoyed that, sitting there with my daddy. And I thank God for the 55 years I had with him. I see some people on here, they'll cuss their mama out. I've cussed my mama out in my head. I've said some slick shit in my head. Hell, I've said some slick shit to her, but never on here. Especially men. Especially men. You would think the bond that you have with your mother would be so much. That's the first love of your life. But then you have men like that grow up and don't respect women. That don't respect women. And most of us motherless boys, it's amazing the difference between men and women anyway. You know, girls love their daddy. Sons supposed to love their mother. That's how we you would think it would be. But women and men are made up differently. You have some, even in the LGBTQ community. Most men that are gay were molested by a man, and they ended up liking men. On the other hand, you have women, most women that are lesbians were raped or violated by a man, and it made them hate men, and they ended up with women, liking women, because they'll never give that man a man another opportunity again. Women hold grudges, and a man will never touch me again, and so they fall into the arms of a woman. But then, not everybody, before the gay people come at me, because I have a lot of friends that were not born gay. You have some that say they came out that way. You have some people that are gay that they did years in prison, and Hell, they liked it. They were in prison. They were messing with other men, and they liked it. Women the same way. That women that have been in prison, they ended up messing with women, and they liked it because, baby, trust and believe. If you was in prison with me, and I got a hold to you, baby, that's something you would never forget. You always gonna remember that CMA had you do a little gay. Hey, Ellis, how are you, Ellis in Wonderland? But you have people that have went through childhood trauma and now they have adult drama. You have people that grew up in families where the families, you have not molestation, but you had um, people that were molested like me, family members that have done something with you, and you've been ostracized, and the family talks about you, and so now you don't trust anybody because if your family talk about you, what do you think about the outside world? You got some people that don't trust nobody. You got women that don't trust other women, always going against women. You got men out here that has a issue with women because their mother didn't show them love. There's nothing worse than a man that has issues with his mama and now he holds every other woman accountable in his life. That's why you have men that get with women and be in a relationship and be whooping their ass because they have issues because their mother wasn't there. Their mother didn't show them love. Their mother didn't raise them. And it's so easy for them to go off on other women for nothing. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Parents are our, our first introduction into love and how we love people. And it's a different dynamic between the daddy and the son compared to the mama and the son. There's a different dynamic with the father and the father and the daughter than the daughter and the mother. I love my daddy, but it's nothing like my mama. It kind of, I sometimes I can't believe it when sons are closer to their daddies than their mama. It's just unfathomable to me. It is something about a mother's love. And for people that have not had that, it ain't nothing that your auntie can give you, ain't nothing that your grandma. I love my grandma, but I know my grandmama didn't love me more than she loved her own child. Come on, somebody. A mother's love is just unexplainable. And unless you've had it, you will never know it. You will never understand it. It will make it so easy for you to discard other people's mama or other people. You know what I'm saying? You have had people in these YouTube streets that talk about people's mama. And if they love their mama, they could never do that because of the love they have for their own mama. But it's never there. Childhood trauma brings adult drama. You ever see animals that have been beaten and abused? And when you get that animal or they get to the shelter, the animal is withdrawn and don't trust nobody to pet it. Don't trust nobody. Even if you feed it, they still looking at you leery. They're on their guard. They're growling and showing their teeth. They're doing that because of the trauma that they have been through. Now, eventually, they'll ease on up. And that's animals. Animals and humans are different. Animals are more forgiving than humans. You have some people that will never, ever get over the trauma that they have experienced in their childhood. That's why you have a lot of people out here that their trauma is so bad that they try to expose everybody else's trauma. I hope I'm making sense. Y'all be leery of those people that are going into people's real lives and bringing up stuff that person went through 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and trying to expose it. They're doing that because, listen to this, the reason they're doing that, because they know how much their trauma hurts them. So they're figuring your trauma going to hurt you just as much. Come on, somebody. A lot of times we want to expose other people just so we don't expose ourselves. But people don't get this. What may hurt you, it's not going to hurt the next person. Everybody's built differently. What you went through as a child and fucked you up, if you bring that up on me and what I went through, I didn't got over it. I'm good with it. It wasn't that traumatic to me, so I can let it go. And when you bringing it up, it's not going to bother me because no matter if you see, that's one thing about trauma. You can expose other people's trauma all day long, but that's still not going to stop you feeling the way you feel about the trauma you went through. Why do people think the best thing they can do is by exposing somebody or telling somebody's trauma? Because it hurts them. Their own trauma hurts them. And what's the best way to mask your own trauma is by, what's the best way to keep people from talking about you? It's by talking about somebody else, taking the light off of you, taking the spotlight off of you. Let me take the spotlight off of me and put it on somebody else. Now, I may have sucked dick before, but hell, you suck dick and licked ass. So now if I can put that out there, yours is worse than mine. I hate to use that as a, but y'all know me. Y'all know how I am. Come on, y'all. Be sure y'all support this channel. Let's make it lucrative tonight. I ain't on here for my health, just a little bit of wealth. But to keep on going, y'all look at those people that's always trying to expose somebody. Y'all look at those folk that are looking and digging back or in real life trying to call it themselves taking somebody down. And you can't take nobody down that don't care. But we have to get over our childhood trauma so we don't have adult drama. You have some women that's been raped and haven't really dealt with it. And it still bothers them to this day. They, you know, how they react to men, the places they go, the things they do. Some of y'all are letting your childhood traumas dictate what your future is, what your right now is. You know, a lot of people have taken, when I told my molestation story, you know, some people have tried to crack jokes, some people have tried to blame my mama, but you cannot let me have it if I told the story. That's the part I don't get. See, first of all, ain't nobody gonna tell anything that they are embarrassed of. Let me say that again for you people in the background, or for you bitches that feel like y'all want to ever try to use that. I would not have told the story if I was embarrassed about it. Of course, see, this is what a lot of people don't get. When you put something out here, people are going to have an opinion. And it's not always going to be a favorable opinion. That is what I've never understood. How could someone try to take a story that you told? A lot of stuff you ain't got to go digging for me about me. I didn't told it. There's a lot of things, you know, I share a lot and I'm transparent, but there's a lot of things I don't share. And even if those things came out, I'm over those traumas. I'm over those childhood traumas. I'm over all of that. That's why I can get on here so freely and talk about it. That's why I can get on here and I know it bothers people because when they try to throw some, just like that, and I keep going back to that, just like that picture of me when I got into it, and y'all know the whole story. My mama fell on my leg, and when my nephew and I took the picture and sent it. And when that picture was put out here, we got him. Oh, let's put up this picture. And I did the video, and I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. YouTube has gotten real ugly. Y'all have gotten me. Y'all put up this picture of me. I'm so embarrassed that I'm embarrassed. I'm not going to do YouTube anymore because of this picture. And I said, but let me leave y'all with one last thing too. Did y'all really think I gave a fuck about that picture? Because I'm the motherfucker that put the picture out. You gonna have to do better than a motherfucking picture. And if y'all can crack any motherfucking joke, how about y'all come and do that to me? Most people would have been embarrassed or not done it. I don't get embarrassed. There is can't nobody embarrass me but me. I don't I don't know one time. You know what? Have I ever been embarrassed? Yes. And I'll tell you one story where I was embarrassed, but I embarrassed me. Didn't know. Can't another bitch embarrass me. I remember doing something. I was about 7 years old. And I remember my sisters told on me. And my mama said, go lay your ass down. And you lay down, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna whoop your ass. And I laid down. And my mama was that type that would make you lay down. And now that was worse, waiting on the ass whooping and knowing what like shit. It'd be something about, can you come in here and get this ass whooping over with? But anyway, this particular day, it was some days my mama didn't even whoop you. Cause I go, mama, can I get up? She said, God damn it, yeah, you get up. And if your ass don't be good, you go outside and play, God damn it. And I mean that. And so I got up and I had some shorts on and a tank top. I can't believe I'm telling the story, but hell, I was 6, 7 years old. I had this tank top on and these shorts. And so I got up and my sisters was sitting on the couch in the living room and it was playing with these white baby dolls. These little white, I don't know why I said white baby doll, but all the baby dolls was white back then. And we didn't have no black baby doll. But anyway, they was combing their baby doll's hair. And as I'm walking out to the door, I turn to them. I go, na, 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 na. And I turn around to fart at them, to let it fart out. Because I was na, 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 na. And when I went to fart, I boo-booed all down my leg. I had a loose booty then. No, I'm just, but I boo-booed all down my leg. And I automatically started crying. That I was embarrassed of. That was something I was embarrassed of. But I embarrassed myself. Nobody else can embarrass me. I didn't even let children in school. I didn't let teachers, you know. Um, but as much childhood trauma that I had, I take good out of it too. It made me stronger. It made me who I am. But a lot of us refuse to let it go. And I don't care about your trauma. But don't try to bring my trauma up so you can feel better about your trauma. And that's why a lot of y'all have adult drama because you ain't got over your childhood trauma. Come on, somebody. Comedians are some of the most complex, um, emotional, complex, been through the most than the average human being. That is why they're able. We laugh to mask our pain. We laugh to keep from crying. That is what we do. We can go dark if we want to. We laugh at our own pain. When I get on stage and I cry, I'm telling my story and people are laughing at it. So that's okay. Come on, y'all. That's another thing. If I get on stage and I always say y'all don't feel my pain. I used to always say y'all don't feel my pain. If I can get on stage and make somebody else laugh at my pain, if I can make somebody laugh at my pain, how the hell y'all think somebody gonna make me feel bad about my pain? You can do the own narrative on your life. You have a choice on how you gonna react to what you've been through. Some of y'all living in the same old rut, the same old place about some shit that happened to you 30, 35 years ago. Come on. Childhood trauma leads to adult drama. Some of these people still acting like children. Some of these people are acting like children. Some of these people are so hurt, so traumatized, so fucked up about things that happened to them that was beyond their control, and yet they're still letting it dictate to them. How you gonna don't let your past dictate your future. Don't let your past hurts mess with your future happiness. You know, some people can't enjoy what God has given them now because of what the devil did to them then. Mm. Some people can't enjoy what God is doing for them now because of what the devil tried to do to them then. And if you really think about it, God was there then because he brought you through. You still here. Have you ever looked at somebody that didn't make it through something that you went through, but you still here? Some people are no longer here and went through this. You went through that same thing, but you still here. And once we realize, and people realize that, they will stop trying to dox other people. They will stop trying to use other people's traumas against them, other people's failures. Some people get off. If I can prove that your childhood was worse than mine, then I feel better. How does that make sense? People have talked about Michael Ann Klein. I mean, it's hilarious, but nothing can take away from what I know, baby, the relationship that we had, which is what sustains me. Because, you know, some people will lose a mother and it don't do nothing to them. Some people will lose their mama and they will go on about their life like nothing happened. You know why? Because they didn't have a relationship with them. There was no bond there, no connection, no memories. You can't miss something you never had. Can't miss something that was never there. Just like with a lot of fathers, and fathers ain't there. I thank God that I was lucky enough to have both my parents. Thank you, Jesus. I lift your holy name. You're awesome, God, because you did not have to allow me to have my parent, both of them. You know, I always go to the story of how my daddy taught me how to ride my bike. That is so priceless. Priceless. Me sitting there. I was sitting there and hold on, I gotta plug this up. I'll never forget my dad coming home from work and I was sitting on the porch and he was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was so frustrated because my sister had had this yellow bike and it had training wheels on it. But the bike went so slow. The bike had been passed down to me. And I couldn't keep up with the other kids with them training wheels on. It was hindering me. I couldn't take the wheels off because I couldn't ride. Come on, somebody. And so my dad said, "Hey, what's wrong?" I said, "I can't keep up with them." And they, he said, "You know what? Come here." and my daddy took off them training wheels. Mhm. One of my best stories of me and my daddy. And so he said, get on the bike. I said, oh, Lord. And my daddy was a little tipsy too. So this man about to kill me. I had to be about 6, 7, 6 probably. And so I'm on the bike and he's holding the back of it. Paddle. My daddy had a deeper voice. Paddle, pedal. So I pedaled and he ran behind me. And every time he would let go and I thought about it and I looked back and I realized he wasn't near, I would wobble and fall over. He said, damn it, stop looking back. Watch where you're going. Stop looking back at me. Watch where you're going. And I just couldn't stop that. I could not stop. My daddy had to run me down the streets at least 30 times. He stayed with me. Come on, son. Oh, I love you, daddy. Mm, mm, mm. He stayed with me. And then one time when I finally, I was getting a little bit, so I was getting a little more confident. But that's because my daddy, my idol, the man that created me, oh, it sounded like, and God too. Shut up, God, you are my number one father. But the one that God used as a vessel to get me here was right there. And then at one time, I realized I didn't look back and I realized I was all the way down the block. And I looked back and my daddy wasn't there. And I was like, what the hell? And I just kept on riding and riding and riding. Oh my God, what an accomplishment. What a feat. And my daddy was the one that did that. It's moments like, so if you have people that don't have that, mm, my God, you go through life, stuff like that. You have some people out here, daddy never even bought them a bike. That is why I don't try to hone in on other people's mishaps. I don't have to. But it be those people that don't have memories like that want to try to point out things in your life because they miserable about how they were raised. And that's why you have a lot of people out here that has had childhood trauma all up now in their adulthood with all the drama. Y'all know how some people can just go on with their life. Nothing seems to bother them. They don't switch up. They are who they are. And I'm going to tell y'all this, when people come at you a lot, it don't be because they hate you. It's not because they hate you. It's because something that you're doing, something that has happened in your life, they admire or they're jealous of. We all weren't dealt the same cards. It is what it is. We were not all dealt the same cards. Some people were dealt born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Some of us had a plastic fork in our mouth. Now that's a big difference. You looking at this person with a silver spoon, that means they can eat soup, cereal. You can eat spaghetti with a spoon if you want. But with a fork, there's only certain things that you can't eat no soup with a fork. Come on, somebody. You can't eat no cereal with a fork. And so now you have some people that got that fork looking over at the person with the spoon, mad as hell. Mad as hell. I can't believe why me? Why me? But you see, instead of saying, well, how can I cover the bottom of this fork cup? Or matter of fact, let me put this motherfucking fork down and pick this bowl up and eat with my hands. Or just, you know what I'm saying? Or just swallow out the bowl. We too busy worrying about how easy somebody else got it instead of trying to fix our own problem. Come on, somebody. I don't care about your spoon, but what I'm going to do, because I'm hungry. While I'm over here watching you eat, I'm getting more and more hungry and angry. See, now you're hungry and angry and jealous. So, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me stop looking at you with this spoon, silver spoon in your mouth. And I'm gonna set this fork down. And I'm gonna figure out how I can fill my belly. Because now once I fill my belly, I don't care how much harder it was for me to get full, but I'm full. And now I ain't so mad at you. What it's gonna do is it's gonna inspire me and motivate me to get that spoon. Because I see this fork ain't working for me. But see, some people, instead of trying to figure out how to get their own spoon, they want to try to take your spoon. First of all, I don't want a spoon that's been in nobody else's mouth. Come on, somebody. Why would I want a spoon that's been in your mouth? I don't know where your mouth been. But some people don't care. They want the spoon out of your mouth instead of getting them a good, clean, sterile spoon that ain't nobody had their mouth on. Well, come on, somebody. I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who you are. I'm talking to somebody this evening. Man, I might even let y'all see my face. I ain't shaved, but you know, I don't give a damn. Hold on. Wait. Okay, let's see. Let's see, you guys. Come on. Can y'all see? Oh, God, I got a whole picture up. Hold on. Let me turn this light on, too. I think if y'all see my face, it's more. Oh, my God, I just broke my glasses, y'all. I broke my glasses. But that's all right. I broke glasses. I stepped on some. I hope this is um, enlightening to some people. How do I get? Okay, wait. Why won't this picture go down? Hold on. I'm gonna because I feel like I have a better connection if I'm talking to y'all face to face. Okay. Look at me and the beautiful black queen right there. Look, you know, it's amazing to be able to look at this picture and then go to another picture where she was holding me as a baby, of her being in my life. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to Michael Ann. Look at me and her up there in that corner. Me and the love of my life. Thank you, mama. Thank you, mama, for all that you've done for me and my life. And that's why I'm not bitter at people. That's why I'm not bitter at people. These glasses so quick at y'all, but I stepped on them. Look. Childhood trauma messes with adulthood drama. You know, I don't know anybody that's had a perfect childhood. You said that's such a sweet picture. I listen. You know, I was in what was I at? I was in a store and Now your parents always do like this. I used to love to go to my mom and say, Mom, I don't feel good. And she'd do like this. She'd go, oh, go lay down. Okay, I'll be in there and make you some soup or warm milk. And oh my God, those times are priceless. No matter how anybody tries to break down yourself, nobody know you better than you know yourself. Nobody, come on, somebody, can tell your story better than you. A lot of people want to tell other people's stories because they don't like to tell their own story. Childhood trauma brings adult drama. And have you ever said, oh, they act like children? Oh, I can't believe they acting like a child. That's because they haven't got over that childhood trauma. And it brings out the child in them. If you are ostracized by your family growing up for whatever reason, you're going to look at people that are close with their family and have an issue with that. Even now, but it's how you approach it, how you handle it. Because even now, I don't say it out loud, but sometimes you think somebody be like, oh, my mama just turned 80. And in my mind, I'll go, Lord, I don't go, ain't that a bit? Why didn't my mama make it? I'll go, Lord, oh, I wish my mama would have made it. But I'm happy for the person who's got their mother 80 years old. But you have some people that will be jealous because their mother is at 80 and their mama didn't make it. It's how you approach things. Come on. It's how you approach things. God is never gonna bless you if you mad about somebody else being blessed. God is never going to bless you if you are upset at somebody else for being blessed. You got to be happy for other folk. It's amazing how we will be so quick to call out somebody's failures, but be mad about when they succeed. You have some people, yes, God has blessed me in life to have traveled, to know people. And some people want to downplay that. Oh, you think you all that? No, no. You think I'm all that. I'm only telling my story. Come on, somebody. Don't be mad at me because of my story, because you upset with your own story. Change your story. Your beginning may not be shit, but how about your ending? Make your ending better. Make your middle better. You know, in life, our life is like a book. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And in that storytelling of your life, you have a antagonist, a protagonist. Which one are you in life? Are you the antagonist or are you the protagonist? Which one are you? I don't want to be the antagonist. A lot of people choose because it's easier to be the person that's antagonizing. It's easy to be that person. It's easy to point out somebody else's flaws. It's easy to put somebody else's down. It's easy to say, look what they've done that was not becoming of them. Come on, somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to. And I hate when people say that, but I'm talking to somebody. Come on, people. Watch those folk that's always trying to expose somebody else, but always not taking accountability for what they've done in life. When I did my child molestation story, so many views, so many comments of people saying, you know what, you helped me. Thank you. I can tell my story now. Then you have some people that will take those same stories. Hey, Miss Smith, baby, how you doing? I hope all is well with you. Sending you love. I'm sounding like Queen, but sending you love and blessings. But it's amazing that some people took my child molestation story and tried to flip it around. Well, your mama ain't nothing because your mama let it happen. Who in their right mind would allow their child to be molested? And that's asinine. That is straight up a ass that would think something like that. You know, I knew that if my mama knew, she would have killed the person, and I didn't tell. But that is my story, and nobody can make me feel bad about a story that I chose to share. I always tell people this: don't share nothing because people. It's not always gonna. I didn't do that story thinking that everybody was gonna feel say, "Oh, okay, wow." What he would know. Some people took that and had an issue with it. Come on, somebody. Come on. Um, what we have to do is stop worrying about what other people think about us. Are there things that I've done in my life that, not that I'm embarrassed of, I haven't done anything that I was embarrassed of. Well, maybe one time I went to a frat party and I did the walker's chain the next day. And I couldn't look at the football team the next day because of what I had done with the whole football team. But that was I'm over that. I did what I did. I was like, hi, but ain't nobody finna make me feel bad if I had done that. That is a fantasy though. The whole football team. What? You cannot make me feel bad about choices I made in my life. You sure ain't gonna make me feel bad about some choices I made as a young, naive teenager or young adult. We've all have some things in our life that we wish we can go back, or we wish had not happened. But you learn from them. And what I don't do in order to make myself feel better. See, you have some people, in order to make themselves feel better, they'll put other people down. I've never been one of those type of people. If anything, I'll try to tell you my story and hope you don't go through the same thing. Hope you don't go through the same thing. I have my friend in prison, spent a lot of time in prison, and has that, when they got out, they had that prison mentality. Because I can't imagine how it feels to be told when to get up, when to go to sleep, when I can eat, when I can go outside to the yard. I could never imagine that. And I wouldn't do anything to ever end up in that situation. Lord knows. But if that ever did happen to me, I would come out a better person. I would come out grateful, thankful. I wouldn't come out here being evil to people. If when I was in a coma for my car accident, do you know that I was so thankful? I told God, if you let me get, when I had that car accident and they was like, oh my God, he's not going to make it. I said, Lord, if you let me get through this, I always tell y'all this, the first thing, and this is, God know who he made when he made me. My first thought when they said I wasn't going to make it, I said, oh my God, I can't die. I have not had sex. What? Don't judge me. I said I cannot die because it had been a while since I had got laid. And I was going to get laid one more time before I left this earth. Because I don't know if you can have sex in heaven. Not at least the way I wanted to do it. And I pulled through. But, and that, and I had also said, oh my God, I always wanted to be a I mean, I thought about these things before I went into the coma. I was in a coma for almost a month. But I knew I had wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to do something in the entertainment field. And I said, Lord, if you let me get through this, I promise you, I will pursue those things. And I also will pursue you. And that was right around the time that my cousin Roland had died, and I was going through such a depression. And God said to me, look, you keep crying about your cousin. It could have been you. You keep crying about your cousin not being here. Now I can go with it. And I said, Roland, I love you and I miss you, but I ain't ready to see you. Now I will say that my feeling now is totally different that my mother's gone. To the point where, and people don't take this right, it's not like I want to die. But I say to myself, if I was to go, it would be well with my soul. If it was my time to go, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Because I know wherever I'm going, I'm going to see my mama. He said it in his word. And I know my mama made peace with him. I know my mama loved the Lord. So I know she's with him. And I plan on being right there with her. I plan on being right there with her all the time. Hey, everybody speaking. Come on, somebody. Stop being so evil to folk that you feel had a better childhood than you. And it ain't the fact. And my thing is this: you don't even know if they had a better childhood than you. Maybe they just handling it different. I don't think I'm better than nobody. I don't think I'm better than anybody else, but I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want to be anybody else. I am uniquely made in his image. I am uniquely made for who God wanted me to be. All the hiccups and all in my life, I am exactly who I'm supposed to be. We all fall short daily. But when you study trying to expose other people, you falling even shorter. I don't see the satisfaction people get in putting other people down. That is why those people that try to put other people down, when people do comfort them, it hurts them. It penetrates their soul. Why do y'all think I'm so good at reacting to people? I don't be knowing what I'm about to say. God gives me that. Oh, Michael, God ain't told you to cuss nobody out. He might have not told me to cuss nobody out, but he sure has given me them good comebacks, them good one-liners, them good let you have it, because he know my heart. He know that I'm out, not out. You have some people out here being malicious, being evil on purpose, being malicious and evil to people that ain't done nothing to them, that has not done anything to them. Now, I'm a person that can forgive. And if I'm wrong, I would ask for forgiveness. None of us is above reproach. None of us is above reproach. All of us have made mistakes. All of us fall short. All of us have made a bad decision. A lot of us have went left when God told us to go right. But that's my thing. I'm not going to allow man to keep throwing in my face what I did wrong when God had already forgave me. Baby, once God say, hey, you know what, you my child, I got you, it's all right. Just do better from this point on. I don't let things that I've been through dictate my relationship with people. That I, a lot of us look at other people and we're jealous. When you dock somebody, that's because you're jealous. When you dock somebody, that's because you cannot handle them. And something that they said or did to you has bothered you. I'm talking about, and this is just words. The words that they have said to you has penetrated your soul, and you're mad and you're evil. So what you do, you're on a mission to talk about this person that very rarely thinks about you. Do y'all think I'd be on here and get off of here and I think about anybody like that? That consumes my day, because I think that takes a lot of energy to go through people's videos. Let me pick out, oh, this was said, or well, let me see, what school did they go to? Where did they live? Were they ever locked up? But I don't have that time, the energy, or the desire to do that. Come on, somebody. Am I making sense? Now, this ain't one of them videos where I'm cussing and clapping back at folks. So it ain't gonna be a popular video. But that's not why I do this. The only reason I get on YouTube is to make money. Well, okay, y'all know I'm always joking, but of course you want it to be lucrative. But I get on here that maybe somebody can look at this video and go, you know what? CMA is right. I don't give a fuck what somebody think about me. I don't care what they put on. And I would say that's okay too. But I want people to be able to say, you know what? I don't care what they say about me. I don't care what they think about the fact that uh I did A, B, or C. That's just like a lot of people on here, and I was saying this earlier. People have put up my address quite a few times. Sometimes they've been wrong, sometimes they've been right. And they really think that they've done something. But have y'all seen one time anybody come and do anything to me and they knew where I stayed? I don't see the relevancy in that. Okay, you know where I stay. Did you knock on my door? Did you come up to my house? Did you do the fact I ain't got a letter from nobody? Ain't nobody came and checked me because I know my heart and I know the type of person I am. People have sent me information on other people, where they live, where they stay, what they do, what they don't do, and y'all have not seen me use any of that. I don't have to. I don't have the time to be day in and day out making this channel about anybody other than me. First of all, I'm self-centered. First of all, my mama said I always make it about me. It is about me. This channel says 4C game for life, everything Mike. Well, one of them. This one says comedian Michael Allen, cooking with comedian Michael Allen. 4C game for life, everything Mike 2.0, all of that. I don't want y'all to look at my channel and all down every video is about the same thing. I don't want y'all to look at my channel and see such a strong comparison to somebody else's. I'm individually and uniquely made. I've been doing this 5, 6 years. I'm gonna start posting on my other channel too. This one, I'm almost at the watch hours. I ain't even really been on this channel. I just look at my analytics. Y'all know I can't be monetized. That's another thing. You don't owe anybody an explanation. It's amazing. You have people say, "Well, I I got a channel with 11,000 subscribers. I can go to that today and start being on that one." And I'll tell you this: you have some people that will never get to 4,000, much getting to 11,000. I can go on my phone right now where I have videos over 3,000, 300,000 views. Been there, done that. That is why it's so easy for me to be on here and not have to talk about people, not have to dig up dirt on anybody. And it's only dirt to you. See, you can't, people, I don't have no dirt for you to dig up. And what may be dirt to you ain't dirt to me. I've had people on here telling me, "Do you want to see CMA's penis?" Anybody know me? Know I love my penis. I'm not embarrassed of my penis. You try that with somebody else. Oh, CMA got. I've had people pull up my records, my record, and it must not have been too much because they couldn't really say anything. People call my probation officer. Court dates. I had a person pull up. Well, some of the stuff that people have tried to do to me. And what trips me out is they see none of it works and they continue to try to do it. But it says more about them than it does me. Yeah, I had a taste for cornbread 5 o'clock this morning and I made me a cornbread. I said, is that a craving? Am I pregnant? And it wasn't really me tripping out about being pregnant. I was tripping out because I said, if I am pregnant, I wouldn't have known who the daddy is. I wouldn't know. The real question is, why would they ever have a photo of your penis? Come on. Well, I sent it. It was one moment there. I sent my penis photo to several people. Y'all know what? Because I'll say this: if I was younger, or if I can come back, I would come back as a porn star. Don't judge me. Judge your damn self. Yes, I should have been in porn. That's me. What does my life have to do with anybody else's? I got to answer for that. Nobody else got to answer. I have to answer. Nobody else do. But I am judging. See, but my porn movies they would have had substance to it. It would have been a storyline. You would have laughed. You would have cried. Oh, yeah. I would love to see a porno movie like that where you laugh, you cry. You'd be like, that was a good movie. You'd be hot, horny, and blessed. You would be hot, horny, and blessed, and learn the lesson. Come on, somebody. Don't judge me. I'm just saying. But childhood trauma bring adult drama. Look, do y'all see how easy? I've been on here for an hour and 13 minutes. Y'all see how easily I just flowed through? I didn't use nobody's video. I didn't dox anybody. It's just me being naturally who I am. See, a lot of people don't have that skill. A lot of people can't get on here and do that. A lot of people don't know what to say. You have a lot of people that all they do is read the comments. I'll read them. I'll read the comments, but that is not what drives my channel. That is not what makes me be able to do a live. I do it because I love doing what I do. I always try to help somebody in whatever it is. You know, sometimes I share some stuff that most people wouldn't share, but that's me. I'm not going to get on here and lie. Not when it comes to talking about me. You know, you have a lot of people. Oh, oh. I just ate a whole half pan of cornbread, y'all. A whole half pan. Praise you, Jesus. Praise you. Did y'all enjoy this live? Was this live a good live? Put a one in this chat if y'all thought this live was a good live. And did it make sense? Did it make sense to you guys? I like to know. Put a one in here if y'all like this live, or two in here if y'all would have rather for me to clap back on somebody. Would y'all have rather for it to been a cuss you out? I can't see. Okay. So let's talk about some other things too, since I'm on here. I seen a video, and I wish I could have downloaded it. I gotta ask Queen or my sis again how to download these videos again. The little boy has to be about 8 or 9, and he is talking about it being his 4th day of school. He got his hair is burgundy. He got nails on, you know, press on nails and all of that. So, very feminine, and the feminine part doesn't bother me. Some boys are just feminine. I wasn't the most masculine guy because I had all sisters, but I think that is at an age where you're too young because he had to ask permission. Somebody had to buy the burgundy dye. Somebody had to get the press on nails for him. At what point, you know, I couldn't make my own decisions until after I was out of high school. It was still shit I couldn't do in high school if my mama didn't agree with it. So when have we gotten to a point in society where our children can say, you know what, I want to dress like a girl, and I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I think what bothers me the most in this community is when you have other sissies calling somebody a sissy. That is the part that, I mean, in a derogatory way. It's nothing worse than a queen calling somebody a queen. I've been out for 42 years, since the early 80s, and I'm still here. That's another thing. You'll have people go, oh, they sick, they sick, they sick. It's nothing worse than somebody that looks sick trying to say somebody's sick. It ain't nothing worse than somebody that is 102 pounds calling somebody 163 pounds talking about you look sick. That is asinine to me. That is fucking hilarious. And people are so caught up in themselves or mentally touched You have people that sit behind avatars and go off on people and talk about where they live, what they eat, how they dress, and won't even show themselves. Come on. And you have some people that will allow people behind an avatar to really make them feel some type of way. Baby, unless you show yourself, you cannot make me feel some type of way. And when I see that you're not doing as good as me, because when you doing good, you ain't got to talk about nobody else. For nothing. For nothing. I got to lay down, y'all. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me turn this camera off as I put on my short. Oh, come on, people. Life is life. Life is life. And sometimes we let other people's lives dictate to us our own life. Come on, somebody. I keep saying this and I'll continue to say this for the rest of my life as long as I got breath in my body. There is only one person that was on this earth that could ever make me feel some type of way about me with two people, me and my mom. Those were the only two people that can make me go, oh my God, what is my mama gonna think? Even when I would be doing YouTube and I would go to my mama's house, I would do it live and I'd walk through the door. And mama, I can tell when she didn't watch the video, just the look on her face. And it mattered to me. It mattered to me what she thought. And sometimes she would tell me what she felt. But I thank God that I had her in my life. Because when you don't have anybody holding you accountable for the things you say and do, come on, somebody. Nobody holding your feet to the fire, no consequences. Then you out here and you will do anything and whatever it takes to get a click, a view, or to be relevant. You know, some people say any publicity is good publicity. I don't want to be known for clapping back. I want to be known for being an all around well-rounded person. We know I can clap back. That's the easy part. But I thank God that I don't have to use people's videos. I don't have to study constantly put other people down in order to get semi decent views. Come on, somebody. Come on. I don't have to do all of that. Yes, if I got on here and cuss, yes. Um, I know if I did clapback videos, baby, I would get cashed up all day long. I already know that. I've had people cash up me and say, "Oh God, you so hilarious. Here's for cussing them bitches out." But I ain't had nobody ever cash at me and say, "To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Hosanna in the highest." I've never had that, but that's still not gonna make me conform. A lot of us will do whatever it takes. But that lady that's sitting on this picture right here, let me tell you about this particular picture. This picture here, if I blew this picture up, y'all can see Queen the Queen sitting inside the building, sitting at the table. That was a comedy show, my one-man comedy show. And my mother was front and center. Oh, thank you, Jesus. She always supported me in whatever it was that I did. My mama would go to a gay bar with me and we would have a good time. That there is priceless. Miss Smith said one. Thank you, Miss Smith. That there was priceless. And a lot of even though she's not even here anymore, she'll come to me sometime and she'll say some things where I'll think about how she would feel about certain things. And y'all know my mama didn't hold them up. But this particular picture, and I was kind of a little upset with her because I gave her some tickets, I think 20 tickets to sell. Not only did my mama keep the money, she gave my siblings free tickets. And I was like, hell, they gotta pay. They got to pay to see me. But it was so nice. We all went to dinner afterward with me and my mama and her godmother, and I think a cousin or two, and I. We all went to dinner afterwards. Then I went out to a comedy club and I did a show after that. I mean, I went and did a little bit, but it was such a beautiful night. And I can look back on these moments and I can thank God. One of my best feelings ever, y'all, is I was, I'd catch medical rides because my insurance pays for it. And my mother also caught medical rides as well. And she had a doctor's appointment the day before I did. And so the next day, my medical ride pulled up. And he was like, Michael Waters. He said, your mama named Michael? I said, yes. Why? He said, I had her yesterday. He said, did you just do, he said, you do stand-up comedy and plays, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, all your mama could talk about was you. You did a play with Ray J, right? And he just started naming all the people I worked with. And I told my mama, I said, oh, you was bragging on me? I wasn't bragging on you. But the way that man was telling me how proud my mama was of me. So you have some people who mama ain't proud. Do y'all think that my mother and I hung out every day and didn't like each other? Do y'all think that we spent so much time together and didn't like each other? So that is why I always try to tell y'all got to look at the bigger picture. Her and I would, if we had not had an extraordinary relationship, we would not have been, we went to bingo together, go to restaurants together, go shopping together, go to, we would not have done those things. And when you know what you know, you don't have to prove that to nobody. When you know what you know, no matter what somebody says against you, the proof is in the pudding. Action speaks louder than words. You have a lot of people up here that want to talk about my mother and I's relationship, but you never see them with theirs. Come on, somebody. And I never understood that. Why you spending so much time on me and my mother, who's no longer here? What are you doing with your mother, who's still here? Do I need to say that again for the people in the back? You have some people that were spending so much time on me and my mama, and we never once saw them in theirs. My mama been gone for 2 years, and people are mentioning her more than they mentioning their own mama. I wonder why. That's jealousy. That is pure jealousy. Hey, because while you reminiscing about mine, you missing out on yours. My mama, her purpose on earth has been served. Her purpose on earth has been served. Come on, somebody. Michael Ann came here and did what she was supposed to do. There will never be another woman like her. And not another woman could have handled me but her. Thank you, Jesus, for using her as the vessel to get me here. Wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. Yeah, I thought she was a little crazy at times. Oh, yes, she fucked me up a many days. She tore my ass up. But I love her. And I thank God for that. So there's nothing that anybody could say or do that could diminish the bond that her and I had. And that was nothing but God because she could have not wanted me. She could have not been a mother. She could have gave me up. She could have not even accepted me or acknowledged me. Because everybody that our parents don't deserve to be one. And here was a woman that had her first child at 15. But you know what she did? She married that man. She married that man. And they stayed married to the day she died. We all got the same last name. You know, I used to love to, a whole family, everybody with the same last name. Come on, somebody. Thank God I wasn't a bastard baby. Not to say I was better than anybody else. I'm just saying for me, I wasn't a bastard. You can't make me feel bad because my mom and daddy was married and I grew up in a household with both of them. You can't make me feel bad because I was acknowledged by both of them. You can't make me feel bad when you see me on videos with both my parents. Maybe I need to start reposting some of those videos of my daddy always hugging me, talking about, I love you, son. I love you too, Dad. Hell, I even got a video of my daddy cussing me out. Oh, they all got me together. But I thank God for the memories. I thank you, Jesus. Because it could not have been so. It could not have been so. She could have not wanted me. He could have denied me. But they did. They didn't. I knew where I come from. And there's nothing, parents, let me tell y'all this. I was a child that asked questions. But if your child don't ask questions, tell them anyhow. One of the best things I could have ever did was ask my mama, okay, mama, tell me what happened when you went into labor with me. I know the whole story, what she did the day before. I knew what her craving was when she had me. I knew how she felt. I asked her, well, you had all them girls when you finally had me. How did it make you feel? She said the same way it was when I had the other girls. My mother was such a comedian. I was like, so when you finally had me, how did that make you feel? She said the same way I felt when I had the other girls. I said, what the hell do you mean the other girls? And she just bust out laughing. But it was moments like that that just warms my heart. Knowing that it was nothing that her and I didn't talk about. I shared everything with her. Well, mostly everything. It was a thing or two I didn't tell her. I didn't want her looking at me differently. But I thank God for her. I thank God for the blessings that He allowed and bestowed upon her and I. Shout out to Michael A. That was my girl. Okay, y'all know I can talk about Michael A. all night, right? I can talk about her to the crows. What do you call it? I can talk about to the sun go down. My everything. Look at it, just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yeah, she was. All right, y'all. I think I done been on here long enough. I'm hungry. I might do another video. We try to make this a lucrative night. Come on, somebody. It's like I'm at work. I gotta take a lunch break. But remember, don't let your childhood trauma make you have a lifelong of adulthood drama. Let it go. Let it go. Start anew. Worry about you. Stop trying to put other people down so you can feel better about what it is you haven't got over yet. All right, y'all. This is your boy, comedian Michael Allen, where we do cooking, comedy, cussing, and cocktails. Cooking, comedy, cussing, and cooking, comedy, cussing, and why you so jealous? Why you so jealous? Why you so jealous? I am the queen of the sector. I am the queen of. Y'all remember this song? I am the queen of the sector. Why you so jealous? Why you so jealous? Why you so jealous? And shout out to all the people that support me, all the people that imitate me. Shout out to all the people that admire what I do. Shout out to the people that use my sayings and all of that. It only shows me love. Shout out to the people that hate on me. But God, if God be for you, who can be against you? Come on, somebody. Comedian Michael Allen, I'm out. Peace. Hope you enjoy it.